Hello, dear audience of nu-Tieu. Today, we step into her world, a place where life feels empty and lonely without Truong by her side. Each passing day is filled with longing and quiet moments that weigh deeply on her heart. Will she find a way to overcome this loneliness? And what secrets lie behind Truong's disappearance? Join me as we follow this emotional and mysterious journey together. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and donate to support the next adventure. After the recent storm, nu-Tieu and little Dui were lucky not to face many difficulties. Their house remained intact, only the faint damp smell of rain and the cool, crisp air of the season lingered. Thankfully, Hao, a kind-hearted social worker who often helps nu-Tieu, was there to lend a hand. Her presence not only made it easier for Dui to get to school, but also brought a sense of safety and emotional comfort that nu-Tieu deeply needed. Hao paid attention to every little detail, checking whether nu-Tieu and Dui were affected by the storm, and even asking how well Dui had been sleeping. Dui had grown more independent, much different from when he first started school. Watching him laugh and play happily with Hao lifted a small weight off nu-Tieu's shoulders. Yet deep down, she couldn't stop worrying. Each passing day reminded her that living alone, even with Hao's help, still came with its own fears and uncertainties. Every step Dai took, every smile and giggle reminded her of the responsibility she carried to protect him, to keep him safe, while her heart still ached with longing for Truong. As Hao and Dui walked away, nu-Tieu stood there, feeling both comforted and emotional. Seeing Dui so joyful in Hao's care and witnessing her friend's quiet dedication felt like a thread tying her to hope. Though things were still uncertain and Truong had yet to return, nu-Tieu realized that these simple, peaceful moments were her strength, the foundation that helped her keep going day by day, step by step, as she continued to protect Dui and search for Truong. Now, only nu-Tieu remains in the quiet room. The soft light from the window casts faint streaks across her face. Everything around her is still, yet her mind keeps drifting back to images of Truong, his smile, his embrace, the promises he once made to her, and little Dui. Each memory feels vivid and alive, warming her heart, but also leaving it hollow, filled with a deep ache of longing. She remembers his words before he left, reminders to take good care of Dui, to stay healthy, to stay strong, so he could have peace of mind. Now, with no one beside her, those words replay in her head like a gentle but haunting melody. She can almost feel his warmth, as if he's still standing there next to her. Yet the reality feels painfully empty. She recalls the moment he was about to leave, the tenderness and determination in his eyes, the way he held her hand so tightly, as if trying to pass his strength to her. If only she had hugged him longer, looked at him just one more time. Maybe she wouldn't feel this lonely now. The thought tightens her chest. Every heartbeat echoes his image, his safety, and her hope that one day he'll return. But reality doesn't let her rest. She reminds herself not to give in to sadness, because he once told her, "You have to be strong. Take care of Dui and stay healthy." She tries to hold back her emotions, but worry keeps rising inside her, mixed with love and the desperate wish to see him again. The silence in the room feels heavier when she wonders where he is, what he's doing, and whether he's safe or in danger. nu-Tieu lets out a quiet sigh, closing her eyes for a moment, imagining Truong on his way home, walking through distant roads until he finally appears before her safe and sound. But the fear still lingers. What if he doesn't come back? What if the promises remain unfulfilled? What will happen to her and Dewey then? She tells herself she must keep believing, must stay strong, even as each day passes with the weight of worry and anticipation. In that silence, Nu feels love and responsibility merge into a quiet strength that pushes her forward. She thinks of Dewey, of the peaceful days when all three of them were together, and promises herself not to let fear or pain shake her faith in Truong. Every memory, every promise, every look and smile from him becomes her reason to keep standing tall. Viewers can feel her longing, her worry, and the mix of hope and fear in every breath she takes. She stands between past and present, between hope and uncertainty, and it's this waiting that makes her story so tense, so moving. Will Truong come back? Will she and her son be reunited? Those questions hang in the air, waiting to be answered in the chapters ahead. A journey filled with emotion, suspense, and heart. On a fresh morning, Nu stepped into her family's avocado garden, her hands moving quickly as she picked each ripe fruit. Sunlight filtered through the leaves, casting soft patches of light across her face. In her eyes, there was a quiet determination. Each avocado she picked wasn't just something to sell for her. Every fruit carried both hope and responsibility. The money she earned would help her take care of Dewey, give him a happy and full childhood, and also serve as a way to continue her search for Truong, the man she loved and missed deeply. At the market, Nu quietly arranged the avocados in baskets, feeling their weight, not just physical, but emotional. Every step she took on the narrow path leading there was filled with thought and worry. She watched the people passing by her gaze, unconsciously scanning every familiar stall, every face, yet in her heart, the image of Truong never faded. She remembered their simple moments together, the way he smiled at her, how he held her hand when they walked, and his gentle voice reminding her to take care of herself and Dewey. Those memories came flooding back, both warm and painful at the same time. As she placed each avocado on the table and greeted customers with a soft smile, her mind wandered back to Truong. She reminded herself that every bit of money she earned wasn't just for Dewey. It was also a step toward finding him. Every avocado sold brought her a little closer to hope, but also reminded her of the emptiness and distance between them. She was learning to be strong, to stay calm, to turn her daily routines into small acts of love and protection for her son, and for the love she refused to let go of. Even as she worked, memories of Truong kept drifting through her thoughts, mixed with longing, worry, and hope. She remembered how he used to care for Dewey, how they played together under the sun, how Dewey's laughter used to ease her heartache. That longing became her strength. It kept her moving, working, and searching for any trace of him. The market buzzed around her, the sound of voices, the calls of vendors, the busy rhythm of the crowd, all blending with her quiet thoughts. Nu smiled, handing each customer their avocados. Though her eyes remained distant, she told herself that every day she picked and sold avocados was one more day closer to Truong. Even when tired, even when the urge to give up crept in, her love and longing for him kept her strong, pushing her to keep going on this difficult but hopeful journey. It was a peaceful afternoon, but for Nu, something felt different. Her close friend, Officer Hao, the one who had always been there for her, suddenly arrived with important news. The moment Hao appeared, Tiu Nu's heart began to race, and the worries that had weighed on her for so long seemed to fade, if only a little. In her mind, images of Truong came rushing back, his gentle eyes, his warm smile, and the longing to see him again grew stronger than ever. Hao revealed that Truong was safe, rescued from danger by a mysterious person. The news hit Tiu Nu like a beam of light, breaking through the long days of fear and uncertainty. She couldn't sit still. Memories of Truong and the happy moments they shared with Dewey came flooding in, filling her with both joy and anticipation. She wondered if Truong might be coming home soon, if they would finally be reunited, or if danger was still lurking somewhere ahead. Hao also mentioned Dewey, praising how well-behaved and bright he was at school. Tiu Nu looked at her son quietly, her heart softening with relief and emotion. It reminded her of the hard days she had endured alone, the sleepless nights, the endless work, the worries about Dewey's health. Thanks to Truong, to his love and care, some of those burdens had once felt lighter. Hao offered to pick Dewey up from school so that Tiu Nu could take a moment to rest and think about what might come next. The gesture brought her comfort, but also stirred up a wave of restlessness and excitement. Every small detail, the teacher's praise, Dewey's smile, even a passing mention of Truong, made her heart race, filled with both happiness and nervous hope. When Hao left, the house fell quiet again. Tiu Nu stood there alone, surrounded by her thoughts, her longing, and her fragile hope. That moment of calm carried a mix of peace and tension, allowing viewers to feel her emotions completely: love, worry, hope, and an unshakable determination to wait for Truong's return, so their little family could finally be whole again. But the story isn't over yet. The good news about Truong is only the beginning. Many questions still remain. Who was the mysterious person who saved him? Where is he now? And has the danger truly passed? With love and determination, Tiu Nu knows she must face whatever challenges come next in her journey to find him. In this quiet moment, viewers can't help but wonder, will they be reunited? Is Truong really safe? And will he soon return to Tiu Nu and Dewey? Or will new mysteries unfold? Stay tuned for the next episode to discover the twists, emotions, and surprises that await in this heartfelt journey.